The Toyota Fortuner, guys, the new 2023 facelift. What can I tell you about this Fortuner? Why is it so popular? Why is it the number one 4x4 that people always gravitate to? The Toyota Fortuner is definitely like a magnet. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of what is this Fortuner all about. Why do people buy it? What does it cost? What are the specs? And is it as good as it always was? I did say I'm in the top of the range, the 2023 new facelift of the Toyota Fortuner. And this car screams South African. All South Africans love it. You see it on the road all the time, especially in the white color. Firstly, it's got a Toyota badge, without saying and without doubt. Before you even talk about what the car has, what the features are, it's Toyota, guys. So you know you're getting a reliable car. This 2023 Fortuner I'm in now is the 2.8 GD-6 4x4, and it's the VX. It's the top of the range. And this top of the range will cost you 945,000. Now that's the absolute top, right? You can also get this in the 2.4 GD6. Now that starts at 700. If you want the entry level of the 2.8 GD6, not the one I'm in, but the one lower than this, it starts at 900. So you are looking at around 200,000 rand difference between the 2.4 and the 2.8. And one thing to point out, guys, the 2.8 definitely has a great amount of power. In this model, you do get eco mode, normal mode, and sport mode. It's got such great ground clearance. No matter where you are, if you are on gravel, you can have absolute comfort that this 4x4 will get you where you need to go, no matter how many kilometers of gravel road you're on. Sometimes you might find yourself off the beaten track. So, you know, you'll check Google Maps, it'll tell you, okay, maybe 2 to 3 hours in your destination, and you might overlook, or you might not notice you're going to end up on a gravel road. So if you are on a gravel road and you have your Fortuner, you wouldn't worry. If you are on a sedan, you'll get heart palpitations all the way. You might drive on 10 kilometers per hour, but that's definitely not the case with the Fortuner. If you currently have a sedan and you're watching this video, keep watching, because maybe you might change over to a 4x4 and have that peace of mind. Because trust me, based on myself being on so many gravel roads, you do need a Fortuner to help you out. You're on the long road, and sometimes stopping and filling up petrol all the time, or in this case diesel, is not always great. Now the Toyota Fortuner has an 80-liter fuel tank. Depending on how you drive, you could average about, on the long road, easily 10 liters. I'm currently averaging 12 liters because I'm doing city driving. So 80-liter fuel tank on the Toyota Fortuner is absolutely amazing. Kilowatts and Newton meters, what are you looking at? 150 kilowatts of power and 500 Newton meters of torque. In terms of the actual drive, initially, if you are very used to driving a car or something a bit more close to the ground, if you swap over to the Fortuner, it will take some getting used to. It might feel a bit rugged, not uncomfortable, but just a different feel to the drive. After a few days, you definitely will get used to it, so don't worry about that. The Fortuner does have 6 gear ratios and airbags, one more than the gear ratio, 7 airbags, and I'm happy to say that it has curtain airbags as well. And now we can't underestimate the importance of airbags in a car, so an additional airbag could save your life. So 7 airbags is amazing, with the curtain airbags as well. And you've also got brake assist system, you got ABS, you got stability control. And because you want this this 4x4, the Fortuner, to last you long, it's very important that you consistently service the car and look after it, right? Now, the service plan that's included in the Toyota Fortuner is a 90,000 kilometer service plan. And in this 90,000 kilometer service plan, you do have 9 services every 10,000 kilometers. So that gives you the 10,000 kilometers times the 9 services. That gives you your 90,000 kilometers. And then the warranty distance, it's 100,000 kilometers. That's 10,000 more than the service plan. Some other features to mention in this Toyota Fortuner, which are very welcome, is that it has a rear camera, so a reverse camera, and a surround view camera. And now, the car being big, some MPVs and some big cars do not have front sensors, but that's not the case in the Fortuner. The Fortuner has front sensors and rear sensors, so it has sensors all around. And also the front sensors also help, because if you are approaching another car at speed, or maybe not even at speed, but if you are going to be bumping the car in front of you, or potentially bumping it, the screen will light up and it'll flash red and tell you to brake. So if you don't hear it, maybe you have the radio a bit too loud, you might not hear the beeps, but you definitely, as long as you're looking straight, you will see that red light flashing on the screen, and it will remind you to stop. It doesn't have it doesn't emergency brake on its own. You have to still press the brakes. And another nice function it does have is it has front and rear USB ports. Now, not just rear, meaning second row, it's actually got a USB port in the boot, and that's quite amazing if you want to plug in maybe a speaker. So if you lift the boot, it does have a powered tailgate. So if you lift the boot up, you can put a speaker there. If you've gone camping, or you can connect anything, I don't know, if maybe I have a pot or something like that that has a USB connection, you can connect it through the back. Speaking of the back, there's a huge boot. Now, I did say it's a 7-seater. If you don't have any passengers at the back, you can lift the 2 seats up, as you can see in the back, leave it like this, and then you have a huge boot. But if you would like to carry passengers with you, no problem, put them in the back. It's easy to put the seats down. They slot in quite well and they're quite sturdy, and then you still have a little bit of boot space at the back. In terms of comfort, the seats are very, very comfortable. Although one thing to note about the Fortuner, it's not the most luxurious inside. So when you come in, you're not going to be like, wow, look at the leather and look at the amount of tech in the car. The Fortuner has been around for a very long time, and whatever the Fortuner has had has really worked. And what Toyota has done is slowly, as the years go by, they add in a bit more features. Like, I mean, if you compare this to a 2010, a model 10 years ago, you can see a vast difference. Like in these newer models, you will have Bluetooth connectivity, a nice infotainment system. Although you don't get those panoramic infotainment systems, that's huge, a huge digital cluster and a digital speedometer. There might not be a sunroof, there's no emergency braking, you don't have like automatic doors, all of those kind of features. But I mean, the Toyota Fortuner is more than practical without those. Now, the car I'm going to tell you about now, it's not a direct competitor of the Fortuner. It only competes in price. So if anyone's watching, don't feel that I'm comparing this to the Fortuner. I'm not. But if you are someone that wants a lot of tech in a car, if you are someone who wants a 7 or 8-seater, a car that you can transport a lot of passengers, can you guys guess what car I'm talking about? It's not a car by Toyota. It's a Kia Carnival. Now, the Kia Carnival starts at 800,000 to $1 million, the top of the range. I'm not going to tell you a lot about the car, but if you're interested in this Kia Carnival, I have to tell you it is an absolutely amazing car. If you are a family, a big family, and you're looking for a car that can transport you with all the passengers and an amazing boot, check out the Kia Carnival. I will link it down in the description below. Not to take away the fact that of how amazing this Fortuner is. It's very, very, very nice. It's also definitely an option for you. It just depends on what you're looking for. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new to the channel and you're still watching, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I hope you found this video entertaining. Have a look at the other videos on the channel. There's a lot. I mean, we over 200 videos on this channel now, and videos are published every week on a Friday at 5 p.m. So depending when you're watching, if you're watching this on a Thursday, there'll be another video for you tomorrow. If you're watching this on a Friday, depending what time, you don't have to wait a week, guys. Just click the one of the links on either two of these sides, and you can watch the next video. Or if those two videos don't appeal to you, go to the channel and browse through all the 200 videos. I'm sure you'll find something you like. Guys, remember, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and I will see you in next week's video.